Hello.
Who are you saying hello to?
The camera.
I will be taking the reins of every
You can't
episode.
always lead every
if
episode.
If the captain is a captain, then surely he should take the reins. Yeah? Hello and welcome to Beyond Talk, a show where we talk about all sorts of media, but...
in space.
And today's going to be a Tenet episode because we have seen Tenet and we will explain it to you because it's a very confusing film. Since we're in space, we can't actually go to the cinema, so that's kind of long.
No,
so what do? Well, we email our buddy Christopher Nolan and he sends us a copy. And now
we're really good friends with him.
Yeah, we are. So, he's a big fan of our work because, the whole interstellar travel thing, and that obviously makes much sense. So
we emailed him when we said we have a ship, like, what do we do with it?
he went to NASA and they said no, but luckily we're yes men, so, we got there straight away, and now we've seen Tenet, and that's amazing. So I've heard that some people are finding it very difficult to understand what the story is.
I don't know why. It's quite easy to understand.
It's there. What I love the most about Tenet is the fact that it forces me to lip read because I can't actually hear most of the dialogue. What I love about Christopher Nolan is he forces me to use a skill that I don't really have, which is learn how to lip read. I don't know the story is with Tenet. How can I find out? The music is so f***ing loud that I can't make...
We're not allowed to swear. Don't swear.
Sorry, Nolan. And that's cool, No director would force us to do that.
I don't know if you knew this. I'm deaf in one ear, so I'm really good at lip reading.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It made it that much easier to understand because I'm just looking at their lips. I get, all the information is there.
Now, if you can't lip read, that sucks to be you because you won't understand the story that well because they try and explain it over this loud 24/7 during that.
The score's beautiful.
The score is amazing.
It's great.
Okay,
it's very
so
powerful.
the score is amazing, and who needs dialogue when you can just hear score all day long?
Exactly. You don't want to listen to people talk when you watch a film, right?
So the ending, did that make sense to you? Did you get it?
What happened at the end?
We just what? Okay, so the ending of Tenet, I'll explain it, okay, since I understand everything. It's quite simple.
There's a bit where Denzel came.
Yeah, so of course it's revealed at the very end.
Spoilers.
In the meantime, let's talk about, who the main character is. Now, it's obvious that the main character is the Russian guy, right? Because he has the most character development. Therefore, you're supposed to follow his story. He's a nice guy, really. He's just a little bit misunderstood.
I thought he was Lithuanian.
I'm Russian, so take it from me. That was the best accent ever. I come from a Russian family. Before I left to space, we all sat at home and we were all talking like this, and it was very simple. My mother would be like, "What would you like for breakfast?" And I said, "I want some dushka kartushka."
Why are you doing a Japanese accent? Anyway,
No.
back to the main character, played by
Kenneth Branagh. Yeah, so the main character is Kenneth Branagh. Since he has the most character development, therefore he is the main character. He's dying of cancer. Now, automatically you relate to him.
What would you do in
because of
that situation?
You take the rest of the world with you, because why wouldn't you? I mean,
Obviously.
that's great.
Come on, Thanos. He probably had some issues. He had a lot of issues.
What do you remember mostly when you think about Tenet? You're like, oh, I remember this, and that made so much sense.
What don't I remember?
Mm-hmm.
If you understand physics, you understand how they can go back in time and change the course of time. But they're not even doing that because it's all already happened, and you find that out at the end. And then at the end of the film, it's the beginning of the film, because at the beginning of the film is the end of the film. And then you get to see that at the end. Watch it backwards.
Well, what we did is we watched it backwards, and it made a lot more sense. Because Nolan sent us a copy, we could just rewind the whole thing. And instead of everyone going...
Maybe that's
what they actually said was, this is what the film means. The set pieces are amazing, don't get me wrong, the set pieces are great. But we're there for the story mainly. And the story is just, it's packed with just incredible character and unbelievable...
brilliant acting as well.
Yeah, the acting is amazing.
Acting
now,
whatsoever.
We've already talked about Kenneth Branagh's amazing accent. Now let's get into what's the wife's name? I forgot the actress's name.
I forgot her name.
Kale.
Elizabeth Debicki?
Yeah, Elizabeth
Debicki.
Yeah. Now I think she's Polish or something. So I wonder what she thinks about Kenneth Branagh's amazing accent. She does so much in the film. She holds a gun, she shoots some people. She does some fighting. That's really cool. She's not just narrowed down to just being a wife and a mother.
She does. She kind of does take charge towards the third act of the film.
Mm-hmm.
When you find out, this is just a massive spoiler. I don't know how I'm gonna explain it. I've already forgotten it. Never mind.
You've forgotten it? How can you forget it? The film's so easy to understand. What's so difficult to understand? Look, it's so simple. Okay, so there is.
We're talking about Interstellar, aren't we?
We're talking about Tenet or I don't know. They're all blends into one loud noise for me.
It's all just time.
Yeah, it's all just time. So Tenet's about... What is Tenet about? Wait, hold on. Let me read the notes that Nolan sent. 1 second. You got them for me?
I might just call him.
Hey, man.
Yeah, what happened? Have you seen, you know Tenet, your film Tenet.
Yeah, what happens in Tenet?
Can you explain Tenet for me?
I've never seen it.
Why'd you make it then?
Why did you make it?
What are you guys on about?
You know Tenet,
Yeah.
your latest film. Yeah, what was it about?
Hello, everyone. Am I on the Beyond Talk? You alright? And, bye.
Clearly, even Nolan doesn't know
Even
what it's about.
the writer doesn't know what it's about, so don't feel bad.
So do you understand why they crashed the plane to begin with?
So they crashed the plane to steal a painting
Yeah.
from themselves.
Yeah. Why did they get that guy from yesterday just to crash a plane into a thing?
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great.
He was great, but why is his job to crash the plane and then get out of the plane and walk
What
away?
happened to him?
Well, I don't know. I just think that's a bit... I think they could have given him a different...
He was just a bit of a
different role.
cheerleader at the end, towards the end.
It was obvious, right, that the bad guy was Michael Caine, since he was the one sitting
why
there
is
in
that
that
obvious?
chair.
I thought
Well,
he
because
was a
he's
good
the most
guy.
comfortable, and I just don't trust someone like that. He's just sort of sitting there, he's like,
He was in this
he's
film.
like, come join me for dinner. He's obviously the villain of the film. He's sitting there in
Clearly.
that chair, and, you know, he's got something up his sleeve. And can I have one? I know what you're going to say. You're going to say no.
These are mine.
Yeah. My food's mine too. Why do you
We
eat my
have
food?
allocated snacks, mate.
Yeah. Okay, so why do you eat my allocated snacks? The ones that allocated to me, why do you eat them?
Well, they didn't have your name on it.
They did before you ripped off the label. It just feels like it's
You need
coming
to stop
up.
lying about
It
this.
feels like it's mutiny against the captain.
There's no mutants on this ship. I don't
Okay.
know what you're talking about.
What's that? Can you sort out that noise? Like,
Wait, my mic's moving weird.
Mel.
yeah, can you,
Mel.
Yo,
The ship's going backwards.
mate? Sort.
what? Where you?
Ship's going backwards.
Are you parking?
No, the ship's going backwards. Don't know what I've done.
Did you find a drive-through?
No, I put in the Nolan code. It's going backwards.
Thanks for reminding me, mate. Don't worry about the ship going backwards. It'll just we'll hit something. It's fine.
know what you're
The
talking
Nolan code. So that's what. So there was like a 3-piece set, right? It was like a puzzle, and there was like they split it at the end in 3 pieces. Now I get it now. So those 3 puzzle pieces are they're like the code to nuclear warfare. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go and check something, guys. Wait,
So-
just gonna take a nut for the journey.
Cool.
Over here. That should go backwards now. I mean, forward. Wait, which way do we need to go? Forwards.
I don't know, mate. Just anyway. You done?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Need to get new carpets. Right.
You alright?
Oh, funny.
What? Oh, you're freeing me. That's great.
Ah!
Are you
Hammer
ready
away.
to
Put the
talk?
hammer away.
Are you ready to talk about Tenet now?
Yeah, I'm ready. Just gonna eat my cake.
Right, so let's continue our explanation of Tenet
Yeah.
because things are going pretty well so far. Why did they do that? They need to hold their breath and there's like these seals in the air vacuum.
Because they're going back in time.
So, oh, I see.
They need to
So-
hold their breath because if they see themselves when they're not holding their breath, then they're gonna die.
Yeah, that sounds about right. At the very end, there's that war sequence, right? And you have this army that are going forwards, and then you have an army that are walking back.
Yeah, 1917 was really good.
Yeah.
But we're talking about Tenet.
Internet, there's like a war at the end, okay, and they're trying to like plant a bomb. They're trying to plant some sort of bomb or something,
Yeah.
and then there's like a bit where you see an army walking forwards and then an army walking backwards.
Yeah.
That's obvious. The army that are walking backwards, they're sort of done with fighting, and they're just sort of they're going back. to
They're
take a
going
rest,
back, and then the other
taking
team are
off
going
their
forward.
shoes,
That is all
going to
explained
bed while the other ones
really
are going to
thoroughly
war. Yeah, that makes
by
sense.
Kick-Ass.
By who? Oh yeah, so Aaron Johnson, he's there.
Whoa!
I think he's one of the villains in the film, isn't he? That's why at the end he's like putting a gun to their faces. He's just like, "Are you with the nice Russian guy?" And they're like, "No." And then he's just like, "Well, I'll put my gun back then," because he was going to shoot them.
He
you know?
was.
If you really want an explanation of Tenet, we're going to have to say it backwards so that you will understand it. Because
It's
that's,
just the only way I think we can
yeah,
get it across.
don't get me wrong, we understand it, okay, because we're pros up here. But you guys are going to find it a bit difficult. So the best way to do it is to take the clip we're talking about and reverse it. Okay, so you understand. Okay, you ready?
Han Gulwa. Nearly at the center line of the circle. Men disse farmsystemene
I don't know what that was, but maybe there'll be something. Sorry, I'm just still.
That was a contemporary dance, mate.
Yeah, it was an art form, wasn't it? If you don't understand Tenet, that is entirely your fault.
Okay, I wasn't going to say that, but I'm just going to describe your reaction when I looked over to you when we finished watching the film together.
Yeah.
Because we only watch films together because we're really good friends.
What was my reaction?
Did you get that? I've never felt more stupid in my life.
Yeah, but we've explained it now. It all makes sense.
No, it's like this is the perfect thing you need to say to someone when they finish watching that film.
Yeah, did you get it? Because,
honestly, feel free to put in the comments what you make of the film.
To conclude about this Tenet talk, okay? So, the main character is the Russian guy, okay? Rob Pattinson is the father of the protagonist, David Washington's character. And then his great-granddaughter...
Who's the protagonist?
His great-granddaughter was... what's her name? Elizabeth...
Hermione Granger.
What?
What?
That was us kind of having fun with Tenet a little bit, because at the end of the day, it will make sense if you watch it again, but at the same time, I don't think that's very fair on the viewer to make them go see the film twice, so it makes more sense. I think Prestige and Interstellar and stuff are definitely a one-watch.
Would need to watch it a few times, really analyse each scene and kind of break it down.
Also, it would be nice if the dialogue was, actually there, and you don't have to be like, huh? Also, it'd be nice if, when they try and explain it, if the other character was like, what do you mean by that? Instead of the answer being like, the less you know, the better. If you actually explain it.
It's been, no. It's been said that the sound mixing, the sound design is really distracting. From what I've read, it's a choice of Nolan's to go with that feel and have everything quite overwhelming. Because it does really encapsulate you. You're in that you're in his world. And that's why I can understand. But yeah, at times it's hard to understand dialogue scenes. Fair enough.
I think that the set pieces are amazingly choreographed and beautifully planned, beautifully executed,
beautifully scored.
And yeah, the soundtrack is great. Especially when that's all you can hear. I do think that Nolan has kind of fallen back a bit, and in my opinion, even though I don't like The Dark Knight Rises that much, I do think The Dark Knight Rises is better than this film, and that's really sad because I don't really like The Dark Knight Rises that much, but at least I understood the sort of plot line and the story and character motivations. I don't really get what job everyone had, how far along were they, and at the very end, they're like, oh, it's okay.
It might just be because it's so confusing, but
yeah,
there are certain parts of the film that I felt, this is a rushed film. And maybe because it's the factor of getting so much information into one film, or being in a rush to get the film out, which I didn't really understand because there's a virus on Earth. But yeah, some parts just felt like you're squeezing so much information into one scene.
In theory, he sacrificed the character, the story, the dialogue. He all sacrificed that for just a concept, which is how do things look in reverse, and how can I have an audience member go through that idea. Again, this is a great video game, not a good film. I don't get how this film has gotten these crazy, amazing reviews when it reminds me so much of Michael Bay's Transformers in a way where not everything makes sense, but what you're looking at is kind of cool.
I wouldn't compare it to that, but I understand.
Well, it's the only thing I can think about because I'm just confused.
A bit harsh.
I don't. Well, it's not.
And there's people who love them films too.
Why is that harsh? I think Transformers has its own charm, and I think Tenet has its own charm too. It's just not something that. It's not a charm that I want. I can imagine in his room when he made the concept, he had this crazy spider diagram, and it's like, this is great because that fits with that, and this, and it's just drawing all these crazy ideas. What's your favorite moment of Tenet?
Okay, the scene where they're both up there on the motorway and they're transporting in one of the algorithm pieces to another car.
Yeah.
And it becomes so much more enjoyable to watch because you see it happen again in reverse later in the film. That had all the right pacing in it, that scene.
It definitely is an experience.
Everything hit home right, and I had to catch my breath back right at the end of the scene.
I wish I cared more about the characters because it's like
But what did you like?
What did I like? I loved the Russian accent. I thought it was just
really
amazing. And from
what did you actually like?
And from Kenneth Branagh's that unbelievable skill at acting. I do think what.
What did you like about the film?
I liked his accent. It was good. It sounded just like my mum. These are all great, but I never was like, oh my god, my favorite character is gonna die because I don't know anything about him. Anyway, I love the film. I think it's a 10 out of 10, and I strongly recommend you watch it in the cinema today. It's the best.
You're an idiot.
Thanks. I don't have a problem with Nolan. I just have a problem with this film. If you really enjoyed Tenet and you didn't think it was a huge mess, then that's fine because everyone's different. Please comment in the...
If you did think it was a mess, do let us know as well.
Yeah, do let us know as well. I don't think we're alone in this one. Also, when we reach 500 subscribers, we're going to watch Cats on this ship, all three of us, Kale included.
And yeah, I'll put Christopher Nolan's number in the description if you want to chat to him.
Yeah, if you want to have a little chat with Nolan, ask him about Tenet. I'm sure he's got many answers for you. I've been Dave.
I've been Mel.
And Kale.